She said, but dealing with all these phone calls from buyer's agents calling me about my listing, she said, that's just going to be such a pain. And I just like looked at her like just dumbfounded. I had no answer. And I said, well, Susan, I said, you're right. That is going to be a bit of a bit of a hassle. But then I just said to her, I said, you know what? We're not going to put up with that. I said, there's way too much creativity out there. I said, we'll figure it out. But that's unsustainable. And so that night I was asleep and I woke up, turned the light on, grabbed my notepad, and I just wrote the word genie on it. Turned the light back off, went to bed. Came into work the next morning, started doing my research on how the heck do you find a mobile app developer? Where do they live? How do you rate and rank them? I had to find a patent attorney. How do you do that? But I got to work that very next day.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Investor Fuel podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Kesil, and today I'm joined by someone I've been really looking forward to chatting with. We have Greg Kelly, who's been making serious moves in the app development space for realtors. So really glad to have you here with us, Greg. I think our listeners are really going to take something away from how you're approaching this new app that's going to help so many agents. So let's dive in.
Thanks, Michelle. Pleasure being here.
Awesome. So glad to have you. So first off, for people who may not be familiar with you and your world, can you give us the short version? What is your main focus these days?
So I was in residential construction for most of my career, got into residential brokerage. I've been a brokerage owner now for about 13 years, and just recently launched a new entity called Realty Genie, LLC. It is the only mobile application in the U.S. designed specifically to realtors to help them get the co-bro data back on their phone.
Amazing. I love that. That's such a niche in this industry. Can you expand a bit on, like how this app can be supportive?
Yeah, sure. When the co-bro data was taken out of the MLSs, it really put everybody kind of in a hole, so to speak. This is a very competitive business, and listing agents want to get the listing sold and buyers agents want to find their buyers properties. But when we're standing around making phone calls and playing phone tag, trying to find out what, if any, compensation may be offered, we're losing time, we're wasting time, we're wasting money, and the app just puts it right back into your hands. You have your answer in 10 seconds. Listing agents love it, as do buyers agents.
Amazing. And how is this app? How is the look of this app? Can you explain the functionality and how people can use it to their best advantage?
Sure. It's really simple. It was designed to be simple. Once you download the app, there's basically two avenues that you can go on. One, you can click a button saying you're a listing agent. You want to go ahead and input your property's address, the city, state, and the zip code. And there's three little boxes that open up. For compensation, it could be a percentage, it could be a flat fee, and there could be a bonus involved. You hit submit, the Genie saves that listing, and the listing agent is basically done. A buyer's agent can grab the app, push the other avenue, which is a little picture, it's a caricature for buyer's agents. They click the buyer's agent icon, they type in the address, the city, the state, and the zip, and the instant it just comes up within seconds, you have the answer to that question.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
That's amazing. Yeah, it sounds like something that's really innovative and needed in the market.
Well, I don't think we've seen something like this since the introduction of the Supra iBox back in 2014, where Supra put that app on your phone. It was just revolutionarily made everything so much easier. And then the Showing Time mobile app came out in 2016, which really was a game changer and a time saver. And this app fits into that same kind of category. It's quick, it's efficient, it's simple, it's inexpensive. It's just a no-brainer.
Amazing. And is this app specifically for agents, or are there other people that could benefit from using it?
Well, I know a lot of realtors personally do a lot of their own investing. If you're an investor and you're looking to buy a property, right? Lots of times, if you're not going to pay yourself a commission, you can negotiate better terms with the seller, get that price down. So anybody who's buying, selling, flipping, rehabbing, you're a professional realtor. You're just an investor. It's designed to help everybody solve that problem because the data that they took out of the MLS is never coming back.
Yeah, that's amazing. I know there's a lot of investors listening to this show, so I'm sure they're excited to hear that you have the solution for them. Awesome. So, what has been like the key to this creation process?
Well, I mean, we conducted a lot of focus groups. After the settlement, it was like the dust literally settled, and then we were really just gearing toward the fines and the new forms and the new documents. No one was really anticipating the chaos that this was going to cause when everybody's just standing still, waiting for a callback. So I think that it kind of took us by surprise. This is going to make everybody's life so much easier. It's just that simple.
Yeah. And how was it for you to create this app?
Okay, so the design of it, like I said, is really, really simple. There's a landing page, by the way, if you want. It's kind of like a storyboard. It'll walk you through what does this app look like, who is it for, what does it do, what problem does it solve, and that's basically realty-genie.com.
Simplicity is key sometimes. Awesome. Now, every operator I know had a moment where things got real. Maybe you had to pivot fast or something went sideways. Did you have an experience like
Sure.
that? Sure.
Sure. We had the developers, we had the design, the concept done like within the first month, but going through the Apple Store and the Google Play review process, it is a frustrating gauntlet because they never really finish the review. It's just if they find something that needs to be addressed, they literally just kick the app back at you, kick it back in your lap, and then you've got to make the change and resubmit, and it just goes round and round. Like it's like a home inspector who comes to a house and he says, well, the GFI in the kitchen needs to be replaced, and he walks out the door and he doesn't finish his home inspection. So that was probably the most frustrating, just arduous year of my life.
Yeah, I'm sure. Did you learn a lot of new skills through this
That's a great
process?
question. That's a great question, Michelle. I had to learn a whole new vocabulary. The beta testing program, you take your app to the sandbox. I'm like, they use words that no one else even understands what they mean. But, just through trial and error and having some good support and my team up in Tennessee, they help hold my hand. So I know a whole new vocabulary now.
Yeah, I'm sure. Now you're got some new skills under your belt.
You could say.
Yeah. So, how are you planning to scale this app?
Hey, that's another great question. We're right now doing a beta program with the Mid-Florida Regional MLS. That's my local MLS here in Central Florida. It's comprised of about 17 counties. It's the third largest MLS in the country. It's 65,000 agents.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
And then we plan to roll it out through the rest of Florida, and that'll get us to about 230,000. And then once we've got the analytics and maybe some feedback, we're going to take this thing from coast to coast. If you've got an internet connection and a smartphone, you're in business, and you're going to love this thing.
Amazing. Yeah. So, you're going to use this across the US.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Amazing. And yeah, like, what is that like next big goal for you in terms of marketing or selling or yeah, creation?
Well, next month is the annual Florida Association of Realtors convention down in Orlando, and there's a lot of vendors that come to the expo. So we'll be talking it up with the tech people. Certainly, the folks that are down there in the tech space. We want to definitely get them involved. We have an SMS text marketing platform. We've got an email platform with loads of database. Our databases are loaded in there. We started the Whisper campaign last February. Like I said, we just went live at the end.
Yeah, there's a big market, definitely.
We've got projected in our 5-year plan, whether it be TikTok influencers, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, we've got lists of all of these people, and we're going to get them involved to make it not such a heavy lift. I think with the right critical people, this is going to spread like poison ivy.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like what the power of social media and relationships can
Absolutely.
support you with. Awesome. So, yeah, if an investor is listening to this show and maybe they're like curious about this app, are they able to get started with it right away or is it still like pending?
Now an Apple phone, just go to the Apple store and just type in Realty Genie. Same if you've got an Android, just go to Google Play, and it's a simple. Oh, and there's actually, we're doing a 30-day free trial. I said it's a $5 a month subscription. So after your 30 days, if you'd like to go ahead and subscribe, it's going to cost you $60 for the year. And no, we are in the app stores, and it's not hard to find us.
Amazing. So, yeah, people can already start digging in.
Correct.
Awesome. That's big. Yeah. So, I know a lot of people listening to this show are either early in their journey or potentially just looking to level up. And I think they could benefit from hearing this when it comes to building relationships and growing your network. What has made the biggest difference for you?
Well, I think you just touched on it. I think it's all about relationships. If you're just getting started, it's about getting out there and meeting new people. And the thing I would add to that is, sometimes you surprise yourself when you go out and hang out and meet people that don't necessarily do the same things that you do, and they don't think the same way. Because if all we do is hang out with a peer group and everyone's like, we're all like the same type of person, like, I don't think that's a good recipe for growth. I love going out into big rooms full of people from all different walks of life and just having a conversation. You'll be amazed at what you'll learn.
Absolutely. Relationships and growth mindset are everything. So, what sparked this idea to create this app for you? Like, how did that creation process look like?
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'll try to make it short, but one of my top agents came into me one day right before the new rules were going into effect, and she wanted me to go over the documents again, and we did the role plays, and we did the scripts, and this, that, and the everything. And I said, Susan, you've been doing this for 26 years. I said, you got this. And she was walking out the door, and she said, you know what? She goes, you're right. She goes, that helped a lot. But she's a big lister. And she looked at me, right? And it didn't even occur to me, but she looks at me and says, Greg, I understand the forms now. She's like, I'm good. She said, but dealing with all these phone calls from buyer's agents calling me about my listing, she said, that's just going to be such a pain. And I just like looked at her like just dumbfounded. I had no answer. And I said, well, Susan, I said, you're right. That is going to be a bit of a bit of a hassle. But then I just said to her, I said, you know what? We're not going to put up with that. I said, there's way too much creativity out there. I said, we'll figure it out. But that's unsustainable. And so that night I was asleep and I woke up, turned the light on, grabbed my notepad, and I just wrote the word genie on it. Turned the light back off, went to bed. Came into work the next morning, started doing my research on how the heck do you find a mobile app developer? Where do they live? How do you rate and rank them? I had to find a patent attorney. How do you do that? But I got to work that very next day.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Wow, that's so powerful. Like, what did this whole process teach you?
I think it's about helping others. And it just came to me in a dream, but I saw like I could be the one who can solve this problem. So it can be anybody. You could be in a room full of people, and the ones who are going to accomplish the greatest things it'll never be the person that you predict. It'll always be someone who surprises you. So I don't know. I just never thought I'd be the one to like just pursue it, but I said I'm going to do it.
Amazing what happens when we take action on our ideas. I feel many people are flooded with ideas, but it's the ones that take the action.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have you seen something on TV and you're like, "Oh, look at that! That's you know what? That's really neat." I used to, I had that idea, but you never did anything.
Yeah, all the time.
Well, I just knew that this was going to be such a necessary cure to the pain that has been caused. I said, I'm going to take this one all the way.
Yeah. And are there, excuse me, are there any objections that any agent or someone that's used this app has given you as to like why they wouldn't
No,
want it?
no, not really. But you bring up a good question. There is a little bit of a misconception that this application it violates some of the prohibitions that were put into place last August. And we made extremely sure and had multiple attorneys, talented attorneys, vet this from the very beginning before I was going to start developing it. And the two third rails that you have to avoid to stay in compliance is number one, the Genie has no connectivity with any MLS in the country. We're a completely independent data exchange. We do not touch any MLS. So that's third rail number one. Third rail number two is the Genie doesn't interface or share any data from any IDX websites. So we're not pulling off a feed. We're not. It's voluntary agent to agent communication. And the cool thing about it is like we can communicate with each other without talking. Because I can put the address in, you can push the button, you can pull it up, you've got the buyer, I've got the seller, and we're gonna do business without even having a phone call. So we're 100% NAR compliant, and that's important because there are people who just look at it on the surface and they want to kind of shy away. They're like, I don't know if I can do that. And I wouldn't have even started down this journey if an attorney told me that you're going to have trouble. That's a good
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like everything's locked in and you did a lot of due diligence.
Well, my dad was an attorney, my brother's an attorney, my uncle's an attorney, so I don't know, rubs off on you.
Yeah, but it worked out.
Yeah. Yeah, we're really
Amazing.
excited because we have just begun to tell the world, and that's why I'm really pleased that Investor Fuel reached out to me. We're just gonna work this thing little by little, and we're gonna get up that hill. And one of these days, maybe you'll see me on Shark Tank or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Is
We,
there,
we've reached out. We've reached out to Governor DeSantis's office. We have reached out to Mark Cuban and Barbara Corcoran. Like we're taking this all the way.
that's amazing. Yeah, I wish you guys the best of luck in that journey, and I hope you can reach the masses that you're hoping to reach.
Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that.
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, all right. Before we officially wrap up here, if people are listening and yeah, they're interested in this product, they want to collaborate, learn more, reach out to you, where is the best place for them to reach you?
So I would say realty-genie.com. Take you to the landing page. And then there's some contact information to tell how to get a hold of me from there as well. But I think that's probably the easiest way to take a look at what it does, who is it for, how does it work, and where do I get it.
Perfect. Well, listen, I really appreciate your time, your story, and your perspective. We need more people in this space that are innovative and creating new ways of business and solving problems. So thank you for being here.
Hey, right on. Thanks, Michelle.
Absolutely. And for those of you tuning in, if you got value from this episode, make sure you're subscribed. We've got more conversations coming with operators just like Greg, who are out here building real businesses. And we're going to see you all on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.